friends, ex-lovers, future lovers. Today I want to read some poems to my kittens, and I think it would be fun if you were here too. So let's all just kind of sit on my living room floor, the window's open. I hope that's okay with you. The air's cold, so it feels good. I'm gonna read from God, I Feel Modern Tonight, Poems from a Gal About Town. This is by Catherine Cohen. She's so funny. And Where the Sidewalk Ends, Poems and Drawings of Shel Silverstein. I found this book I bought this book directly from the publisher, I think. And I found this book in a secondhand store in Kansas City, and the cover was like literal filth. But he didn't give me a discount for that, but whatever. You live, you learn, or you don't. Maybe I should read a funny one first. These are sweet, those are funny. Maybe don't eat it, lover girl. Should we start with a funny one? Poem I wrote after I found out that alcohol is actually just sugar. Are you listening to me? Listen to me. I live in America and there's only one good show on TV. I wake up early to watch the sunrise. Anything can be political if you tweet about it. I can't imagine having children. I haven't even had sex with a doctor. Sometimes I sigh so loud in public that a stranger on the street will ask if I'm okay. I'm okay. My work isn't good, but it's online, and that's what counts. Should we go back and forth? No, I'll read a couple more funny ones. Poem I wrote after you told me your ex was actually really cool. No one talks about this, but in 2013, I inserted a tampon in the backseat of a car on my way to a Nickelback concert. I said I'd go to the concert because my best friend Ted asked me to. Turns out I'm addicted to male attention. Even when it's platonic, I don't like Nickelback. I only like the songs that sound like surfing, but then the lyrics are all like, quote, I wanna die, end quote. I wish I were smart instead of on my phone. Can I get a hell yeah? Poem I wrote after Coupon. You're not even listening to me, Koopy. Koopy doopy doopy, Koopy koopy soupy. My soup, baby. My soup. Don't go, don't go. Oh, I love this one so much. Poem I wrote after I decided something was going on with the moon. A guy on the street said I looked like I was studying audio engineering in school. He told me he liked my outfit. He told me to have a cool day. I am Googling how long a stroke lasts. All right, let's go to Shel Silverstein. I remember reading these when I was a child. What do you think, soup? Which one do you want? Magic. Sandra seen a leprechaun, Eddie touched a troll, Lori danced with witches once, Charlie found some goblin's gold, Donald heard a mermaid sing, Susie spied an elf, but all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself. Even more relatable content. Oh my God, the receipt is still in here. This book was $9.90. Deal of a lifetime. I also really love the illustrations in this book. Literally stunning. Which one do you want me to read? If the world was crazy, you know what I'd eat? A big slice of soup and a whole quart of meat. A lemonade sandwich, and then I might try some roasted ice cream or bicycle pie. A nice notebook salad, an underwear roast, an omelet of hats, some crisp cardboard toast. A thick malted milk made from pencils and daisies, and that's what I'd eat if the world was crazy. If the world was crazy, you know what I'd wear? A chocolate suit and a tie of eclair, some marshmallow earmuffs, some licorice shoes, and I'd read a paper of peppermint news. I'd call boys Susie and I'd call girls Harry. I'd talk through my ears and I would carry a paper umbrella for when it grows hazy, to keep in the rain if the world was crazy. If the world was crazy, you know what I'd do? I can't believe the sirens have the nerve to come on right now. Of all times. Don't eat the receipt. That's not good for you. If the world were crazy, you know what I'd do? The world is crazy. Jot that down, Shel Silverstein. I'd walk on the ocean, I'd swim in my shoe. I'd fly through the ground and I'd skip through the air. I'd run down the bathtub and bathe on the stair. When I met somebody, I'd say, goodbye, Joe. And when I was leaving, then I'd say hello. And the greatest of men would be silly and lazy, so I would be king if the world was crazy. I'm king because the world is crazy. I like this one. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun! It's time we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was captain and Pickle was crew, and Tickle served coffee and mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew, Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too, over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in, I hope we do. I cried, Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too, never returned to the world they knew. And nobody knows what happened to Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Did you want to read? Me, oh, this is the illustrations that went with Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Did you see that? Or were you too busy ignoring me? Soup. You can't win them all. And what I'm actually finding out is you win almost none. Should we read some more funny poems? I love these poems. This one feels very, oh, this is the page I have bookmarked. I guess this is the last page I read, maybe? Poem I wrote after the new Taylor Swift album came out, thank God. I haven't seen the sun in 4 days, and my dad just told me he was proud of me for finishing The Leftovers. Mailing letters is a great way to feel like you're from before, when no one could Google you and see that you did a cappella in college. One time I wanted so bad to fall in love that I did it. What's it called when you have a sixth sense that your ex is engaged? Being a woman. There's so many of these that I want to read, but they have too many bad words for YouTube. Poem I wrote after my lover quoted Zoolander towards me. Hey, nobody pays attention. If you don't have crippling anxiety, you aren't modern. You're a pioneer woman. Churning butter in your bonnet, having 12 kids near a wagon. Et al. I don't know what that means. I should read books that aren't smut more often. No, I shouldn't actually. Sometimes I feel so sharp, but my body is so soft. Is there an app for that? I miss the simple things. Emailing someone named Jen, crying about different types of love on the plane, saying my career is my boyfriend over and over again until blood comes out of all my holes. Figure skating. I just want to go to an institution where they charge you $12 to add the meat chicken and tell you I once had a therapist tell me you can't gain weight if you don't put food in your mouth. Poem I wrote after I ordered a waffle as a side dish. First of all, I love doing that. Actually, not first of all, that's just the only thing I had to say about it. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Don't you want to be read to? They're like, no, not if you're gonna read those poems. Poem I wrote after I ordered a waffle as a side dish. I think about the girls my boyfriend kissed before he knew I existed more than I think about my friends and family. I can't do a cartwheel. Yesterday at rehearsal, I told everyone I could do the splits, and then I ripped my Urban Outfitters pants in half. It was funny in a TV way, but no one laughed. You say it's okay to be anxious. You say love is like a long worm. I think I have a yeast infection. I love the last line of this one. Poem I wrote after I asked my personal trainer if he believed in God. I always forget that personal trainers exist. Look at them. To never know a personal trainer exists. The freedom. Imagine being a little beige cat, having a little beige friend, napping under your little beige blanket, wrestling with your little beige worries. Poem I wrote after I asked my personal trainer if he believed in God. Last night I went to a concert and a girl younger than me was wearing a t-shirt that said, "Suck my ass." And I felt old. I know I'm not actually old, but it's fun to be like, haha, I'm old. Whenever I think someone looks cool, I realize they are just thin. Jealousy is cool because it's like swallowing a house that you just set on fire. I want it tattooed on my back. That's not part of the poem. That's just what I want. I like these poems so much better than Shel Silverstein. So I'm gonna keep reading more of these poems. More of these poems. Poem from my British lover. In a past life, I was a tycoon smoking a cigar and you were my wife. I'm sorry I never took you to Paris, but tonight at the casino, you promised me we'll stay till 4 a.m. There's an old man in the corner sipping noodle soup and you asked me what I love about that. Back in New York, I eat and sleep fine. I'm sad about many different colored things I turn into a paste. If I'm honest, I felt more in love that time the Orthodox Jew I was dating ran away from me when he saw his friend in line to see The Great Gatsby remake at the Garden Theater. Do you know a bunch of people paid hundreds of dollars to watch a man read the entirety of The Great Gatsby out loud on stage? Do you know I've never been laughed out of a room for saying my favorite book was Catcher in the Rye? Do you know why I keep telling everyone we're getting married in Paris as a joke in the spring? Meet me where the sidewalk ends, you and me can play pretend. Santa and the Reindeer. I'm ready for it to be Christmas. I saw all the Christmas decorations were out at Walmart. I didn't see any Thanksgiving decorations. I only saw Halloween, like fall-esque ones, and Christmas. Santa and the Reindeer. This is the hour, said Santa Claus. The bells ring merrily. Then on his back he slung his pack, and into the sleigh he climbed he. I don't like ones that don't rhyme. The planet of Mars. On the planet of Mars, they have clothes just like ours, and they have the same shoes and the same laces. They have the same charms and same graces, and they have the same heads and same faces, but not in the very same places. Jesus Christ, is this my first time turning a book around? I love paper books. I read all my books on my Kindle now because of Kindle Unlimited. 18 flavors, no illustration. 18 flavors, 18 luscious, scrumptious flavors: chocolate, lime, and cherry, pumpkin, coffee, fudge, banana, caramel, cream, and boysenberry, rocky road and toasted almond, butterscotch, vanilla dip, butter brickle, apple ripple, coconut and mocha chip, brandy peach and lemon custard, each scoop lovely, smooth, and round, tallest ice cream cone in town, lying there, sniff on the ground. Saucy. I just realized I don't think I have the cadence right to read poems out loud, and that's why I'm kind of doing it on YouTube instead of professionally. I love you, Saucy. I love you, girlfriend. Meet me where the sidewalk ends, you and me can play pretend. Road trip poem number 20. I think a company that mailed me free sunglasses just unfollowed me on Instagram. We agree that watching the sunset is better than watching it rise. After it's up, you just have to do a whole day. I've gone full tilt suburban mom, leaving my coffee on top of the car. As we speed off, unbuttoning my jeans as we drive, wishing I was someone else for a second, then changing my mind. Okay, that's all the poems I have for you. I hope you have a good day. Should I scratch your brain before we go? Let me scootin' rootin' tootin', get a good up close brain scratch. Okay, love you. Bye.